my beautiful stars, reading time. So I've gone for our little minis today. Normally when I go for these first, main collective, you're heavy in the heart space. Normally going through a no contact or something dramatic's happened of recent. So let's see what's going on around your heart space right now. All right, main collective energy around their heart, please. That's a lot. So you've had an axe energy. Breakup, separation, trying to stop the pattern, but this is come through with silent treatment, abandonment. So could have felt ghosted by this person, but again, it's feeling no contact. These here are a little bit confusing, and oh my gosh. Okay. These are also beautiful and positive, but this, not so much. So you've got unconditional love, Cupid's arrow, heart with a key, the butterfly, and the coffin. So this is around your heart space. Unconditional love, self-love, trying to find that oneness within. Have faith, love is coming. Surprise invitation or meeting. You could have really felt like this person was the one. This butterfly and this coffin, especially with this Cupid's arrow, hold on a second. And then you've got someone likes you, romance is blooming at the bottom. I just want to see your focus because this is around your heart space. I just want to see if this is actually your focus, that's why it's around your heart, or if this is something that's actually on its way to you. Hold on. This might be what you think is going on versus what's really going on. Let's just see these first. Main collective, main focus. That was cleanse and clear. Okay, so this is your actual focus. So you've got control. So you are trying to break free from this at the moment. But you clearly, like I said, you would be overwhelmed in the heart. So this missing you, especially with this control though, I think you do have moments of missing this person. Maybe you are going through a little bit of reminiscing right now. This specifically says talking to the moon. Can you see that woman looking up at the moon? Maybe you've had a moment of doing that of recent. Okay, I'm hearing both. You could think this person is watching in on you, especially if they have popped up on your socials, but they're just not contacting you, but they're viewing your stories, or they've added you of recent, or they unblocked you, or you could actually know this for fact. Normally when I see this, I see the creeper. You know how you just think there's a burner or there's this, I actually feel maybe for the right collective, they've popped up in some form of way, especially with this green light here. Or you yourself could be a little bit tempted right now, and you have kind of opened Pandora's box a little bit and tried to, you know, search their profiles or whatever the case may be. But the biggest thing here, this collective, even though this is coming over you, you're trying to find strength. I'm just trying to work out if this is a movement reading, especially with this. Like this is these 5 cards here is truly about kind of new beginning energy, that this is on its way through relationship evolving to the next phase through healing and growth. Endings bring new beginnings. Like this energy, it kind of feels the same, but not so much. Especially with that cleanse and clear that was trying to come out. I actually feel that's what's lingering around you. Let's get one more for your top row. New beginning, as it could be. See? You could feel that this is what's on its way. New beginning, fresh start, taking that leap of faith. I actually feel for some of you guys, this person has popped back up, but maybe they're not approaching you in a way that eases your emotion, especially because you're trying to break free from what you're feeling, the intensity that you're feeling right now. All right. Control. Okay, so you could make sense with this. For a long time, put this as your divine person, but you don't like being controlled by this emotion anymore, the right collective. So you as a collective, you would be questioning your journey a little bit right now. This is about feeling puppeted to this journey. You don't want to feel that anymore. So you're probably frustrated with yourself with this. Okay, missing you. Oh, no, it's a constant burn right now. To have this much acceleration, something's happened of recent. This wouldn't be, and I'm not saying that you maybe haven't had a long separation or whatever the case, but this person has clearly entered your energy in some form of way. You've got constant burn underneath the missing you. So this would be something that's consuming you as a collective. Don't make it fit. Like, this is heavily on your mind and you do not like it. Watching. So that would also align with, even if it's come from you, this acceleration of emotion, maybe it did come out of nowhere and then you, with constant burn missing you, did a little bit of a lurk yourself. That's energetically, well, that's actually more physically chasing, believe it or not. That's not even just energetically chasing, because you're going out of your way to check in on their energy. Okay. Chaos. And this could align with this person popping up as well, but not saying anything. It's like, and that's what I feel. Something's just ignited this like storm of emotion in you. Now, with this mother wounds under here, I'm again hearing a few things. And again, this is your main focus, so don't make it fit. You yourself could really struggle or have some form of estranged relationship with your mother. This person could, but you, especially with this healing here for both of these, you would know about your trauma, especially if you're on this divine journey. And I think sometimes when this stuff comes over you, you know it's coming from a place of wounding. It is so hard when we grow up and we aren't in an environment of love, unconditional love, especially from our parental figures, right? As a child, you learn how to create love in your mind. Believe it or not, I always say shadow starts from 3-4 years old. So when we're 3-4 years old, we don't know emotion. We don't know what we're teaching our brain, especially if we don't have the best examples to show us how to deal with emotion. So as a child, if you're in an environment that's toxic, chaotic, broken home, you know, some children, unfortunately, you get put in the foster system, whatever it is. Without you knowing, you are accustomed to creating your own energy of love to feel some form of safety in your environment. So through your years growing up, and this is why you guys get attracted to the chaotic love, because as a child, that's all you were used to, and you learned how to soothe your mind in it, right? Chaos to you equaled love. And this is why I find a lot of people can actually struggle with, you get shown action by someone, but because you're used to creating the energy of love for yourself, you are completely blinded to their red flags, because again, unfortunately, that's what your trauma is accustomed to. And a lot of people that struggle with this, you can truly start to create scenarios that aren't even happening, and it's a really sad thing. And I just feel this collective, and again, I haven't really, this is just your first part, but again, as a reader, we pick up your energy. And this would make sense if maybe you are questioning your divine journey. Is this just my trauma? Is this a trauma bond? I don't want to say the word limerence. I don't, but I just think right now there's havoc in your mind, and you know it comes from a far deeper place. You'd be so frustrated with yourself, with the people you choose to align with love, or the people that you're giving your heart space to, but you are not your trauma. And that's why I truly believe everybody in this world, and it's sad that not all people delve on the path of self-discovery, but I don't think there's one person in this world that is trauma-free. Okay, I know some people have had quite smooth sailings in their upbringing, but it doesn't mean you don't have things conform to you and your shadow. What we build from a young age isn't just from parenting. It's from our environment, the schooling system, society's beliefs. Everybody's got some form of something tied to them that holds them back in life. But unfortunately, this main collective, I think yours is a lot more severe. But I'll tell you something. People that have had a lot of trauma in their life, it shows how strong you are. And I always say, there's not one person on this journey. True activation comes from your poor not being able to handle any more pain. Your brain fuses out. You've had lives of so many challenges and upheavals for a far greater reason than you know. This is taking a little bit of a turn. This road just upsets me a little bit. You're strong. And yes, you could have some wounded qualities and some things that you might not like about yourself, but it's these things that are strengthening you. So yes, you're feeling chaos right now. Yes, you're feeling a storm. Yes, you could be reflecting on your wounding and why you choose the things that you choose, especially when it comes to the heart space. But that's the first step. It's self-awareness. And it might just seem like a little baby step, but you noticing this is a beautiful thing. Because slowly but surely, you will start creating the change that's needed to not welcome this back in your life. And I will tell you something. Just this rose, it's similar, but it's different. This is very, this is some beautiful energy here, where you are quite up and down with your energy. So I just can't see this collective thinking this is what's around your heart space. I actually think this is the energy around your heart space, but you're clearly a little bit frantic right now and you don't have complete belief in this because of look at how this exited your life. So once again, having an upbringing we were describing, you would have some form of abandonment trauma within you. So this separation being done through silent treatment, abandonment, of course it's going to drag up everything that your poor little soul has the most fear of in your mind, subconscious mind, because it hasn't completely been, I don't want to say completely been healed, but maybe not focused on the right way. I always say those things in our shadow, we actually push to the bottom of our soul. And even when we choose to go on a healing journey, we know it's there. But a lot of people don't address it the right way. They know it's there, but they still keep falling short to the same temptations. But when you're in isolation, you don't even realize that you're still falling short to all the things you're trying to heal within your soul, right? this collective, you clearly are aware of it because you're wanting to break free from this. You don't want to love someone that makes you feel like this. You don't want to do that anymore. But the thing is, that feeling is still tied to that person, and that's why you're like, ah. And that just shows your core things you're trying to go through a complete butterfly coffin energy with. They're being activated for a reason. They're not being dealt with properly just yet. But you're starting to notice that, which is beautiful. This mask, them not showing their feelings, them this, them that. Talk about this quite a bit. I think I actually brought it up a little bit yesterday. Believe it or not, people with abandonment trauma, and you know it's not completely getting to the place of healed energy, because the more someone unfortunately does this to you, the more someone treats you this kind of way, the more enticed you are, because it actually feels safer. Feels safer that they don't see you, especially when they've already hurt you. You don't have the answers. For your brain, it's safer to feel consumed by that person that's not giving you the answers than to let someone else in to do it again. You'd rather sit in long suffering and sit in that limbo kind of period than have to re-break your heart again. The pain of longing is easier than the pain of the start, of the separation, the walk away. So as much as you hate the longing, the craving, the anxiety, that moment when this first happened, your poor little brain, it's like you feel like you'll never be able to go through heartbreak again. So you just pine and close your heart off. Because it feels safer, and that's sad. And that is when you know you really need to address the core thing, because you yourself are emotionally unavailable, not ready for love, because love still scares you, it hurts you. And that's why this day and age, with all of the information about divine connection, soul connections, everybody just slaps a label on it instead of addressing the core things in their soul. That's my twin flame. That's why I can't get over it. I've never felt this way before. But if you go back to every other relationship you've been in, yes, this might have in the moment felt like it hurt you the most, but every love you've been in at the start, so before it ran its duration and went down to, you would have had that intensity, that draw, wanting to always be with it. Like you would have felt that intensity of love with everyone you've chosen to be with. I always say love is love. Karmic, whatever it is, when you're in love, you're in love. No one else can tell you otherwise. But when you're someone that has severe trauma and this happens to you, no answers, been ghosted, feeling abandoned, of course, because that's one of the core things you need to heal, you're going to be so attached to, right? Because it's actually trying to show you, the emotions trying to show you this needs to be healed. And even true divines, that's why you guys find each other, to heal those things that have been bound to you from such a young age. And this is why I tell you guys, don't put a label on it. Doesn't matter about the label. Heal what needs to be healed. What are they reflecting to you? And this collective, you know it because you're trying to break free from it. Which means you're actually getting to a point you're ready to open your heart again. And it's funny because that was yesterday's collective. This isn't yesterday's collective, I need to make it clear. But just a couple of the things I said for yesterday's collective, you can see it very prominently here in this collective, where they are breaking free from their caged heart. This collective, you close, but you can still see the acceleration you get. And I say, true divines, you all go through phases. So even yesterday's collective, you went through this phase. Okay. So you definitely still, maybe you're really tempted to act right now, but I think this also confirms, I do think for the right collective, this person could have popped up, but they're not showing their feelings, they're being dry. Hold on, I want to get these purple cards. Oh, I'm going to roll a dice, actually. I want to confirm this energy up here with the purple cards. What's around? Oh, you got the safe travel. You got the little... And I've gone for my grey dice too. You're balancing your energy. You could be wearing a lot of grey right now. And isn't it funny? I just noticed. 20 on the bottom, but with confusion. So you got both twin flames. You're trying to break... It could be... Oh, again... It could be this person too. But anyway, let's just see. Okay, 4. Masculine energy. But, all right, within the next 4 days, let's see what's going on with this top row, this love, this Cupid's arrow, heart with a key, butterfly, coffin. Oh! Patience. Good things come to those who wait. Okay, so this main collective, this is important. Don't make it fit. We've got a pregnancy detail here. So you're either pregnant, you had a child with this person or shared a pregnancy with this person, or you could be finding out something about a pregnancy, but luck is on your side. And pets right now. Your pets would be acting very different with you. Look at how accelerated your energy is. But also you could have shared a pet with this person, or the next 4 days you're picking up a pet. Maybe you've organized getting a little fur baby, or you want to. Maybe in the next 4 days something comes over you and you're like, I want a little companion. Oh, and I just heard this, I'm going to say it. Maybe as well, just with this, all of this, except you could have just lost a fur, and health came out. Maybe you're stressing about a fur baby. There could be something coming up in the next few days, or you're already experiencing this. You've got a bit of anxiety over one of your pet's health. I'm feeling those two are meant to be together. One more for your top row. It was guardian angel. Well, you lost a fur baby. That's hard. There it is. So you do have something coming. Okay, I'm hearing a few things. So back to that deviation. If this person has added you, done something and not said, don't you move right now. Don't fall short to temptation. You've got a confession coming. Okay, so you know how we talk about that magnetic desire, especially if you're healing, you're chasing energy codependence from your fear of abandonment, right? And this is, if this is a true divine connection, you always get stuck on the same layer, and it's because of trauma, right? So this collective, maybe, and you would know, is this how this normally approaches? Do they pop up? Are they, just stay in silence, wait for you to reach out? Or do they, when they do pop up, it's a real just, hey, just very dry, and then you end up blah, 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 like leading the conversation, trying to push to see that whatever the case, right now, everything happens for a reason. And I always say readings like this are either finding you, normally they're finding you to give you strength and to break a layer, okay? Especially about self-love, how much we've been talking about. You don't want to be infatuated or obsessed over someone that does not see you. Just be patient. You know what I'm going to bring up? Broken record. Go forward a minute or two if you've heard me say this. That documentary, Daniel, I'm going to bring it up. It's the perfect example of mistaking intuition and with temptation, right? So You know when you guys get like that, let's just use the example of, let's say this person messages, right? And we talk about this. They message, and in that very moment, because intuition lasts for about 5 to 10 seconds, right? You get that gut instinct like, oh, I can't believe they just did that. I'm not going to reply to that, right? You get that intuition. Write that down when you get that intuition. But then you're overthinking. The temptation starts to come over what you think is your intuition. Oh, but if I do, then they're going to do this, they're going to do, all the fear-based thinking from your trauma takes hold, and you guys start to think that's your intuition. I always say, if a thought pattern can not leave you and it's stewing in your mind, that is not intuition, that is not gut instinct, because that only comes in like a flash, right? And that should help you decipher overthinking to gut instinct. But the reason I'm explaining this is because it's just like that bloody documentary. This young kid, anyway, he ends up traveling the world. He ends up with a friend going to this ancient Mayan cave, and the guy says, don't you take anything from here. People have, like, it was literally a burial ground, right, in this cave. And the tour guide said, don't you take anything. People die from mysterious deaths and illnesses. Anyway, he's in this cave, and he says every single fiber in his being was telling him to take this little stone, right? It was a little circle stone that later on you found out was what the kids used to play with. Anyway, he ends up taking this stone, and 6 months later, diagnosed with stage 4 leukemia. Anyway, my point to this is, in that moment, that was not intuition, it was temptation. It was to test his strength. And this collective, there's a reason I'm talking so much about this right now. Before you get this confession, you are going to be tested with your temptation. You are going to be tested with your strength. So if you fall short to your temptation, what do you think's going to happen here? That ain't coming. They're trying to evolve something, but first, to get your new beginning, truly going in with that trauma, that shadow work to show growth. So if you repeat the same cycle, what's going to happen? How are you going to get your new beginning if you haven't ended out the old, right? Just be careful. Be careful is my point. All right, let's just confirm these. And again, that could even be expectation now that I'm saying this, because with all I see sometimes this someone's expecting. I can see it as expectation too. And now, again, don't start creating an expectation in your mind. Don't fall into fear. Oh, literally, caution, don't overwork yourself. Underneath this, okay, but that could tie into a lot of all the deviations about the pregnancy. Whatever this first row is, expectation or pregnancy, do not overwork yourself with whatever's going on up here, okay? Luck is on your side. Well, they want to make luck. Maybe you just saw a lady beetle, or a lady beetle. Look at that! Commitment. Things are about to get serious with luck on your side. If this is really something that's about to change directions, there's something here I'm not seeing right, because you would have a lot more strength than I'm giving you credit for, okay? Because I can't see how they would be aligning this if you still have really severe trauma in the heart. Hold on. Let's just get this out of the way. I want to... okay, travel. So this is important as well. And this is underneath, but maybe you have to travel to pick up a pet. Or I know here in Australia, you can get like pets delivered, which I don't really agree with, because they have to go on planes and stuff and they get dehydrated. But anyway, just my opinion. And this is underneath pets. I feel that's an important detail for the right collective. But as well, there could be distance between person, but also especially if you did lose a fur baby, maybe it was more around the time this person was in, and especially if you've moved since then, or there's something about pets here, either travel or distance. Okay, don't make it fit. Because the health came up, the guardian angel came up. Like if that doesn't align, it's not your reading. Okay. Oh, there's another card there. But this confession, divine. So it's through. Sorry, that bloody Apple Watch thing came on. This is divine timing. So it's a lesson here as well. Yes, it can come into flow, but there's something tied to it. And again, the good things come to those who wait. So that's really confirming. Don't be rushing that one. And it could take a few months as well. This could actually take a few months. So even if this person pops back in, yes, you've got luck on your side. But if this is a real thing for you, that you can fall short to temptation and stuff, they could really prolong this and test this for you. Or minimum a few weeks, especially if this person just pops up. Let's take it back to they pop up on your socials or they add you again. It might take weeks before this person chooses to reach out. Are you going to find a lot of strength in those weeks to just stay put? That came to my mind for a reason. Just know this. Don't let your overthinking take over. If someone's had you blocked or hasn't had you added for however long, and all of a sudden they pop back up on your socials, that you are consumed in their mind. So even if they're not moving right now, there's still a reason they've chosen to add you again, or whatever the case. But choosing not to reach out, there's a couple things that could be going on, and this is where you've got to be in charge of your overthinking. One, they're still struggling with avoidance and transparency. This collective, you need a confession. So let's not communicate, compromise, that this person needs to confess something, right? Acts with the mask. Anyway. So if they're choosing to stay silent, they're still struggling with the depth of transparency. You working on your worth, you deserve more. So when the overthinking comes over, I deserve more than that, right? Two, they could have added you in a moment of something going, and I'm not saying this to upset you, but let's say they were connected to someone else, they were going through grievances, they could have gone through a mini breakup when they chose to add you, but then this person came back up, but then they were like, nah, I'll leave that, you deserve more. Whatever the case, if someone has gone out of their way to re-add you on their socials, whatever, and they're choosing not to move, you need to get out of your mind, because there's going on in their life that doesn't align with you. And that is okay. You don't need to be consumed by it. You just need to trust. And when the fear comes in, if I don't, if I this, if I that, you need to tell yourself that is your trauma. You are stronger than your trauma. You are stronger than that magnetic pull. Right? That deviation was so important. Because now if this is a lesson you need to learn in life, it makes sense, because do you remember how I just said I can't see how they would bringing this, like there's something I'm not seeing right clearly. If you can stay strong, it means, and I always say the universe releases things when you're strong enough to overcome it, right? So if they're releasing this for you, but it's also going to entail patience, you are strong enough to overcome it. So even though this might be really erratic right now, you're clearly a lot stronger in the heart than I'm giving you credit for, okay? So just whatever's happening in the next 4 days, I think it's more just the arrival of temptation that you might need to sit firm with for minimum a few weeks. It could even be a few months. You literally got a few months, good things come to those who wait with that confession. So this reading's going to be interesting. Anyway, let's just I want one more here, and then I want to confirm this. And then we're going to get the universe's message for you, although I think that's a big one right there, what we just deviated with. And then we'll see what's going on here, and we'll sort out the timing of things as well. Just grab a snack. Grab a snack. Oh, you got two about spying. So there is something about everything we say is for a reason. Don't make it fit. And I just got goosebumps. What's on me? Oh, it's candle wax. I was like, what is that? Okay, so this is going to arrive through your socials. But your new beginning comes with as well. You've got two here. Don't start lurking. Don't start doing anything. Sit in your strength. Your new start and taking the leap of faith, it comes through some form of outlet of spying, social media, but that will tie into your lesson as well, especially if this is truly divine, which I am gonna I know it's collective. I just want to get the universe's perspective first, but let's just confirm this, what's actually around your heart space, not what you think. This is the energy here, but these two pivotal cards to actually create change here. But through, and this is funny, this is making more sense. Have faith, love is coming, but it'll be a surprise. There's hesitation here. So it's not the initial surprise of them popping up. It will be when you, I actually genuinely think this might take quite a while. Because it will be a surprise for you. You've got a lesson here, this collective. Don't fall short to your overthinking. But anyway, let's confirm. Axe mask. Did I just put that there? That was on the top of the deck. So I've literally gone and I've put that. I've just noticed I've intuitively put that, because that didn't come out. That was just at the bottom of the deck. Sign. So whatever happened with this separation makes sense with that confession. You don't know the answers. You were gaslighted. And they haven't shown their true feelings since. Okay. Love, unconditional. Whoa. Oh. So this person, do not make this fit. So you know that deviation, how I said, unfortunately, when we grow up and we just unfortunately lack a lot of love in the home, and we create that kind of energy of love for ourselves in our mind, and it becomes a habit through life, right? We start to see people with rose-colored glasses, especially when it comes to love. Do you remember the other day when I said that, deviation important? You could have watched that reading, this collective, but I said I saw a couple videos on TikTok and I was like, what the am I looking at, right? And there was that video and I literally had to replay it like 10 plus times because I just couldn't believe it. So this guy literally said in the video, whatever you're looking at, and there was two words. One said something and the other one was like red storm or something, right? Something was green something, the other one was red storm. And he's like, whatever you look at, you are going to hear the words of what you look at, right? And it literally, and I was like, I was thinking in my mind, no, it must replay with different, so I was trying to trick it, like it was crazy. But every time I looked at whatever, even if I did a double take, I would hear what I was looking at, right? It was honestly blowing me away, but it shows the power of the mind. And what we focus on, that's what we see, that's what we believe. And it's kind of, I'm just trying to explain that deviation a bit better for you guys about how we create things in our mind, right? That love energy. And when we're so broken in love and have those rose-colored glasses on, literally what we want to see, we see, right? So anyway, this collective, even though this was this energy, you had the Grim Reaper here. The way this person left, they were not playing with you. They weren't toying with you. They weren't promising you, oh, we just need to heal and we'll come back into alignment. When this person left, they bloody left. You've just been sitting there with this complete view of this unconditional love. Like, just the damage that was done here, it was null and void in your mind. It was like you were literally holding on, and we understand the label, the divine label. And I'm not saying it's not. This is what divines are meant to teach us, how to heal this stuff, right? But even though even though, like, that is some painful energy, being gaslighted over an ending, right? So clearly no closure. They were like, nah, this is over, no second chances. Silent treatment, abandonment, literally put you in the condemn basket. You're too hard to deal with. I'm letting you go. But this collective the whole time, nah, I unconditionally love this person. This person's perfect in my eyes. Trauma. But now this little Grim Reaper confirmation. But what do you deserve? Why should you, if they come in and tempt you, why should you sorry, I'm just trying to make you see this clearly, so when the overthinking comes over, remember what this person did. Temptation or not, take the label away from it. No, it's my trauma. Divine or not, this person treated me like absolute rubbish, right? You need strength over your mind in the next coming weeks. I'd be saving this. Again, back to that green this, red that. And this is why I say that sticking a label on something, and again, I'm not saying it's not, but the label blinds you guys. It puts a veil over their behavior. So it takes away your self-worth. Wait till this little Grim Reaper comes in with that confession and they're ready to take the mask off. Can you hear these crows? Stand in your power. And I want to make it clear, I'm not telling this collective to hold on to this version of them. We're all broken. If you're truly divine, this is something they needed to heal, and we talk about this all the time, and the only way for them to heal this and to overcome it is to face it, right? The only way for you to overcome not seeing yourself, your abandonment, is to face it. So you're going to have to feel abandoned. Oh, they've done it again. Oh, they've walked through the fire. Teach your brain the temptation is not going to overtake you. It's not as bad as it feels. Show this person you are not their doormat anymore. Not that they would be seeing you as a doormat, but I'm not telling you to be angry at them. If anything, it's the reflection of yourself. And not to be angry or frustrated at yourself, but to understand, I chose to love this person more than I loved myself because of the things I had not healed inside of me. I'm not going to let that happen this time. I believe everyone can change, whatever the case. Everyone's bound by trauma. But until I see the change, I can't keep having my rose-colored glasses on. Until I see this has changed, I'm not going to put myself back in that position. I'm not telling you that you can't forgive this person. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you need to see the change first, right? And this is where empathy can bite people in the bum. It's good to understand people and understand we all have trauma, but it doesn't mean that just because you understand them and their trauma that they don't deserve a boundary. Again, anyone that wants to change, they truly will, just like you, this collective. But see the behavioral change first, so you don't get stuck on another cycle and the same layer. Okay. Cupid's arrow. Oh, we know it. That tried to come out before. So yeah, they do like you. Romance is blooming, fun flirting, wanting to date. But again, need to confirm there will be hesitation here. I already know it before because I can feel it through the energy of this. This is where this collective falls short. It's your overthinking because of your trauma. You're not seeing yourself properly. So you get fear and you back down. But then it'll always end up the same anyway. They'll end up running, whatever. You would have your pattern, right? Do it differently. Let's wait. Oh my God, you got the 20 card. Underneath heart with a key, but the third party. Seduction, temptation. So you've got to just relax here. Remember the deviations. If this person pops up but they're not approaching, right? There's something going on in their life that you do not need the answers for. Trust the universe. They're protecting you. So yes, they could be fun flirting, wanting to date, but there could be third-party interference. You are going to get tested. Do you truly believe this is your heart with a key? Do you Oh my gosh! Mirrors. Heal your broken mirror. Did you just see that fall out of that deck? Oh my God. Sign. There, if you truly believe this, you'll surrender to it. If you truly believe it, and that's what you need to do when you're overthinking. If this is truly meant to be, this will not pass me by. I trust you, universe. Remember, you got the divine timing. Let it flow. Talk to the divine. You don't need to force the river. Let the river flow. So they will. Confirmation when they come in holding their cards close to that. They will take the risk though. And like we said, they wouldn't be reappearing in your life if you didn't have this insane chemistry and liking each other equally, but they need to bring their card. Ace of Spades could be a sign, even tattoo wise. Paradise. Again, this is what's around your heart space, so just believe. All right, these two are important because this is what's actually going to evolve this. All right. Oh my God, that little axe is just like, remember that axe energy. Oh, spying is a huge thing because it is around your energy. This needs to evolve. All of this lurking, all of this, that's answer enough. I always say, true divines, I find, okay, I'm hearing a couple things. Anyone that watches me regularly, I always say, anyone that's watching from the sidelines, it just shows immaturity, right? Because when someone's locked in, they'll lock in with that strength. They're not just going to be creeping and doing this and that, right? One thing I will say about divine, especially because this sunglasses has come up underneath the butterfly, I find, and there's a reason this is coming up for this collective, I find a lot of you guys will jump online and because you're here to teach people about unconditional love, understanding, acceptance, and that's why we deviated about that. And sometimes you guys can be blinded by that because you give other people more unconditional love than you do yourself. It starts with you first. But anyway, because you guys have some form of divine teachings that you're putting out in the world, and it's normally through your socials, I always say when your masculine energy, and you don't need to be male, but when they start to activate through the divine frequency, masculine energy is whoever's activation has happened after the fact, right? Whoever activates first, you're in that divine feminine energy. You're tapping into your high priestess, your oracle first, right? Whenever the masculine energy activates into that divine feminine, high priestess oracle within first, activating to the emotion, because masculines, logic, feminine, emotion, when they start to open to the divine frequency that was connected to you at the start, no matter who is out there, they beeline you first because you're part of their soul, right? So this is why intuitively, you guys, even though you're 6 to 9 months in front of them, you guys start to put information out here and there. And maybe when you first start doing it, you think, oh, they're watching me, they're this or that. They are staying away from you like the plague. They've put you in the toot-toot basket. But again, your 4D mind. It's like you've envisioned, right? You think it's happening in the now. But it's like you've envisioned when it will start actually happening. So you've got so much spy energy around you right now, and I do think this person, they're looking in, but it's evolving them, right? It's a puzzle piece for them. Do I agree with it? No, it still shows they're wounded. But in the divine community, especially because this has come up underneath this, so the universe is saying whatever this person is seeing, it is evolving them, it's growing them, it's healing their inner child. So again, it's making me feel this really could be a divine collective, because whatever they're seeing from you, they're evolving. That's a good thing. That ain't bad. Still shows wounded energy. You deserve more. You shouldn't feel as a collective that, oh, they're watching me, because it just shows, again, this energy. They still hide their emotion. They're still not ready to be open with transparency, but at least they are growing. And remember what we said about that? Everyone can change, but this collective, you need to see the change, not be blinded by, and this collective, let's be real, it's going to be the lack of words that keep tempting you. All right, coffin. Okay, the triggers. So let's take that out of it. But the triggers, the turmoil, the resentment. This is what, letting go, loving you. And believe it or not, and I say this as well, you guys think, oh no, I do it because I unconditionally love them. You're building resentment. No, it's not that you unconditionally love them, that you're excusing this. It is literally your trauma, and you can't let go. You can't love you. And I'm not saying it to upset you guys, but this is why the label is so bad. It makes you avoid what you need to heal. Oh no, but they're my twin. That's why. No, it's because you don't love yourself, right? Sorry, I'm just ripping off the Band-Aid. Universe is literally saying what brings this new beginning is truly, and facing the fire, the trigger of temptation, the term, oh, they've done it again. You need to sit in it, overcome it, let go of it, and really focus on self-love through this. Because I promise you, you guys that think, oh no, they're okay, they've got their veil on, and they do have their veil on, but it's not okay. It doesn't mean that that's okay for you to be treated that way, okay? Again, understanding their trauma, yes. Doesn't mean you need to align with yourself for the sake of broken love or a label. It actually builds resentment and frustration. It puts a mask on you guys. Then you have moments of interaction, you're just pretending all sunshine and roses, and the littlest thing they do, because you've got so much resentment because you keep excusing this BS for the their BS for the sake of you and your soul, that you just get triggered by the littlest thing, and it shows the resentment, or it creates that energy, you'll be fine and this and that, and then when you bloody get triggered, you start going into the frustration, especially people that watch me daily. You'll see some energies, even could be some of your collectives. Your emotion can just never stabilize, right? Some moments it's complete love, then it's complete anger, and then it's because you're just full of resentment for the shit you're excusing for the sake of you're literally losing yourself. The universe is saying, let go, love you, and that's when you get your new beginning. Take the glasses off. Yes, they're a broken bird, but you keep excusing that broken bird. Don't have more empathy for their trauma than the way they accelerate your trauma for the sake of a twin flame label. Okay, sorry, that's just my point to this. I know I'm getting passionate, but you've just got a huge test coming up. I've had so many beautiful December, something huge is going on with the divine community in December, because we've got some collectives releasing so much. We've got some collectives being really shown the power of what they need to focus on. Right? Like we've got so many divines so close right now. This collective, this test of temptation is huge for you. Huge for you. So pass it. Get it out of your cycle. Okay. That was a lot of blabbering. Now I just want to see, let's just see the universe, what they want to say to you about this connection, although I think we've kind of covered it, and then we'll get into what's really going on here with this energy right now connected to you. Oh my God, I just noticed my little breakthrough card. 100%, you're going through a breakthrough. Okay. Universe's perspective on this connection. Oh, first 3 cards. So you've got the Celtic knot, you've got the Empress, so be still, trust, unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, infinity, endurance, connected, love of a lifetime, ship, so going with the wind, travel, because that came out before, going places, movement, going with the wind, but travel overseas. Okay, this Empress energy, I think this is what you really need to embody right now. And everyone wants to say that, you know, I'm in the divine feminine, but when it comes to stillness and surrender and acceptance and just sitting in your flow and your glow, you guys struggle. Okay, so you're really going to be tested on your stillness and seeing who you are. You're an Empress. Remember that about yourself. Grace, charm, love, relationship, magnetism, abundance, pleasure, happiness. This is great. 3rd of the 10th, 10th of the 3rd, 24th of the 3rd, March could be important as well. Okay. Oh, what's that? New beginning. But you need to have a carefree approach and move on, sail on from the things in the past you were bound to with the fear. Trust in who you are. Oh, we know this. I always say, all true divines, you have that oracle, that seer within, your third eye. But Falcons could be a sign. 24th of February could be important too. Or 3rd of February, 2nd of March. Rise above. Remember your abilities. You're going to have strength to fix your focus when that overthinking comes over. You're going through a transition, big changes. Truly connecting to your higher self. And this connection would have done this for you as well. As much as when you're bound to the emotion because you've got some resentment in your soul because of the shit you've excused, you can get a bit fogged, but this has connected you. Third eye, your far-reaching vision. Okay. Oh, I love this card. Sorry. Do you know what it reminds me of? You know when people first come into their awakening and they think spirituality is just love and light and it's like, it's just fake. Sorry, that's not what it is. You need to face your darkness to find your light, to walk the in-between. I always say it's a mix of sugar and spice. It's your authentic self. It's tapping into your authentic self, right? But this card just reminds me of that beautiful balance, the wild versus tame. Just, this is a card of breaking free from the strong emotion. To balance the emotions, you need to face the emotions. You can't pretend like you're not triggered by things. How do you understand yourself? And maybe this is why you excuse it for so long, because you're like, no, I'm spiritual, I need to be love and light, I need to present like this, I need to present like mask. This is why I always say sometimes a lesson, harder to see, bigger learn. If you've always been dealt with a mask from this person, what was your mask showing to them? But be careful, because this is about sexual energy too. And I always say, true divines, you just have such a magnetic pull to one another. You just don't want to fall short to that. Oh my God, you've literally got 432 here. Consecutive. You could be watching this at 4:32 or 2:34. But there is some energy that needs to be unleashed and spoken about the right way. So again, Just stay in stillness. It will come. Oh, it's part of your contract. And remember, you guys signed this. This is good. So this is with you guys are going places here. You've got an agreement, pact, cycle, soul contract, partnership, trust. So remember the heart with the key. Every time you're stressing, you need to go back into your belief. What is meant to be will be. I have no fear that this will anytime fear comes over you, and not just with this person, what is meant to be will be. You need to believe those words when you say them. But commitment, circular cycles, the lack of closure was clearly bound to this because you needed to heal your axe energy. You needed to heal all that. So yes. But it doesn't mean until they have understanding of it too. It's just such a fine line with this collective because you've excused so much, but you can see the resentment, and you can actually see from this collective, it's come from your place of trauma that you needed to heal, right? But because you know this in your soul, it's part of their veil. You've excused it, but they've never shown you that they were healing their veil, right? And that's where you've gone wrong because of your 4D expectation. Hopefully this makes sense. It's making sense in my mind. The right collective, it'll make sense. But it's all what you've created up here with the expectation of union, right? Even though there was a lack of action and change from them, right? So you were holding on to the vision you had created of them without actually seeing that vision in front of your face, right? This will make sense. Number 25, A. Okay, rebirth over so you're going through this. And maybe the temptation, the fire watcher whole thing, it's going to feel painful. But it's going to break you free into this Empress energy, okay? Don't let your passion overtake you. It says your psychic abilities, but your perception, focus. Just whenever this does come, and we keep talking about it, it's hard. It's going to be hard to find stillness. I do think it might even create another rebirth for you, or a fear of any fear if you don't do this, fear if you don't do that. But you just need to release. And again, because this is your connection, but this ending created this glow within you as well. So through your time alone, you created your greatness. But this underneath, because this is about attitude is everything, right? So underneath the unconditional love, legendary divine union, time alone, independence, you need to trust this. It's creating power, but you need to be confident in yourself and your self-love. Attitude is everything. You need to stay centered for yourself. 24th of September could be an important birthday. Mooses could be a sign for you as well, especially if you're Canadian. There, you need to stay cool, calm, and collected when it comes to them. 28th of the 9th, 28th would be important, eh? All of your initial 1, 2, 3, 4 A's. 5. Okay, so when this comes over you, you need to focus maybe on your path, your mission, the things you're passionate about, but as well, I'm hearing a couple things. This shows me this collective part of and there's a reason we say everything. So you clearly, I think, are online in some form of way, because this Devil card here, it's all about work. It's about your mental discipline, your goals. It's about your workhorse consistency, your resourcefulness, all of this. It's come up underneath your abilities, the way you see, your focus, your higher self, your far-reaching vision. I feel whatever this connection was, it really broke you open to your falcon energy. It broke you open to your moose. So again, through the silence and this and that, it really did create greatness for you. But again, that's not for you to excuse their shit. just because it created your greatness. You did that yourself, right? And this is where a lot of divines go wrong. And I said it before, a lot of people that go through spiritual awakening, through divine separation, you give all of the thanks to your change, that you standing into your higher self from them. No, you've had a life full of trauma. You've had a life full of trauma, and the last bit of trauma, them, the other half of your soul being ripped away, it just fuses you out. But they're not just the catalyst of your awakening. It's the life you signed in to your contract. You've gone through so much loss and pain and suffering and you guys get numb to it. Do you know how many, because I'm a shadow worker, do you know how many people I read and their energy has been through hell and back? And I will speak to them and they're numb to it. Oh, my life wasn't that bad. It's because they've gotten so numb to feeling pain. And it really breaks my heart. It's like, oh no, but other people have gone through this and that. Yeah, but what have you gone through? And there's a reason I'm saying that for this collective. I feel you've had so much things happen to you in life, but you probably reflect on it as not even being that bad. It's sad. Okay. Stallion. Oh, it was all perfect timing to balance you, to find the... But this as well, perfect timing, a culmination of all your efforts. Longevity is arriving, standing the test of time. Your past, present, future self, 19th of the 4th. Oh my God, that was the diamond ring. Steady movement forward. You need to break the cycle. Steady movement forward, going the distance. Everything you thought you couldn't, you can. Finally releasing the burdens, the baggage, through that confession. It will come. It will come. You're on track. Just stay focused. Tree of life, grounded, fertility, health, personal growth, past life evolving, connection to source. One more. It's developing. Air sign. It's developing. So let it develop. The winds of change are coming. Wheel of fortune. Just trust. Fate, karma, cycles, forces of the universe, destiny. Get what you're getting what you deserve. It's out of your hands. And the new beginnings. I was trying to see one more. Okay, there it is. That's what I was looking for. I know you got the Celtic knot and this, but it was all stuck for a reason. Okay, but things will become tangible soon. You're working on your dependability, divine partner, mirror, heart chakra activation, reflection, Beautiful. All right. What I want to do is I want to see this person's true emotion and feelings and intentions now. But when we get into tarot, I actually run a roll of dice. I have a feeling this is going to be... I just keep hearing 8 through this, which makes me think it's going to be about 8 weeks, or could be even be... Like, I feel you've got this movement, but then it's going to be stuck to test you with temptation. So I'm just on the fence if we get... I'm like really stuck with how to go about this, because whatever I read now for their intention is clearly going to be beautiful emotion. This person's about to come in, but then they're not going to move. Does that make sense? So I don't know if it's better for me to get their intention. Hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cleanse out the energy, and I'll see where my mind takes me as I'm cleansing. Okay, and then we'll be back with your connecting energy. All right. Anyway. Okay, we're actually going to start with their true intention. That's what we're going to do, because whatever's going on to make them reach out, it'll clearly come up in this. What's going on right now? They got it in 2 cards. So they could really see you as their twin. Okay, so we've got Cancer energy. You could be a Cancer, they could be. But I was always so hot and cold with you. That's the whole issue for this collective. Watch from part 1. I know that was confusing. Our connection was too much for me to handle, and that was the only way I could deal with it. Twinny energy. So that makes sense with the sunglasses, them evolving from whatever you're speaking about. That is good. That is good. I recognize our connection was intense and it still burns my soul. It's a connection that can never be broken, but it's one that must be balanced in order for us to move forward. Huge part of this reading. And this hot and cold energy needs to be balanced. The biggest message for the main collective is to not fall short to temptation. They need to come through with this confession without you forcing this confession, right? 24 could be an important number, and 85. Okay, so they're reflecting on tumultuous lives. This collective, don't make it fit. You've clearly spoken about, and a huge part of this collective was your upbringing and some of your trauma, right? You guys have clearly spoken about some form of trauma that you guys have either experienced on kind of the same level, because they're going over it. Tumultuous lives, this card is literally about reflecting a lot of each other's trauma. And remember that mirror card just fell out of the pile? We have experienced so many similar things in our lives. I always thought I was the only one to have dealt with these experiences. I take comfort in knowing that you do understand me. And that's definitely not the issue here for this collective. You understand them to a fault because you have more understanding, empathy, and acceptance for what they've been through than what you've been through, right? Watch from part 1. So this is a little bit sad because this person knows that you've been so accepting through this. They know it, but yet they choose to keep doing it. The Axe, the Grim Reaper, the Mask, the Hand of Cards. That, alarm bell. Especially, they are like you. This label, maybe not to the severity of you. Maybe they're just starting to understand the power of it, but this is where you've gone wrong for so long. Because of this, you've excused this. You've given them more unconditional love than yourself. And in turn, it's built resentment. Again, just watch from the beginning. Whoa. So you trigger them still, but they trigger you. And remember, you don't get that coffin energy until you get through the triggers. The trigger, the turmoil, the resentment, the letting go, loving you. So you're both experiencing the same thing. But the reason they were so hot and cold as well, the triggers. So a little bit of the weren't taking the accountability that they needed to. I get so emotional when your name comes up. This collective, you get so emotional, you're like, what do I do? Your poor little heart goes from here to bloody China. I get so emotional when your name comes up, or when I see something that reminds me of you. You triggered something inside of me that caused me to feel uncomfortable in my own skin, and I didn't understand these emotions, right? This was why they were so hot and cold. So true divines, you put a reflection to one another of the things that need to heal. They would have been confronted by you. So when you were first together, and remember, you got confession coming and things that they gaslighted and deluded about, right? So you as a collective would have reflected their shadow to them, let it be through accusing them of things, whatever the case, that they were not ready to confront. So they thought, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to confront this. Remember, sometimes those things, all the time, the things in our shadow, we push to the bottom of our soul. Sometimes there's that much pain, we dissociate from it. We don't want to face it. You triggered this person, and they triggered you. They ran from the triggers. You couldn't move from the triggers. No, I love them. No, I love them. No, I love them. Watch from the beginning. Number 77. Sorry, that card's got it on it. 20. Okay, so Capricorn. So you've got Cancer and Capricorn energy here. These could actually be important signs for this collective. But the energy of this card. I was too focused on my career and my goals, and I took you for granted. I expected you to wait for me. Oh. That being under twin flame, that's really alarming. But it shows how easily accessible you are. Like, if this person literally thought in their mind, I've got to get my shit together, they'll be there when I'm ready, that is not good. So I'm just going to keep hurting this person because they believe that we're this, so they'll wait for me. Don't make it fit. I don't think I've ever felt that kind of energy in a collective. Unfortunately, you knew you'd be waiting forever. I'm sorry I never put you first. I want one more for that. Oh, naughty thoughts. Okay. I can't help but want you physically, sexually. So this is why they're going to be tempted. The obsession, you're all I think about when I'm alone and I'm lost in my thoughts, the thought of you drive. But the third part, remember the Okay, this collective, I say it for all my readings, you need to watch from part 1, otherwise this isn't going to make sense. The theme of this whole collective is this person's about to reach out, but you are going to have such a big lesson of temptation and sitting still, a temptation that could last for multiple weeks to even a few months before you get this confession. You have a lesson here to not to budge, not to fall short, not to message, not to this, not to that, to just let it be, right? And I said, when your overthinking comes over you, repeat myself, I went into more detail, but I just gave certain examples of if someone reaches out, there's a reason they've reached out, they're thinking about you, right? But then if they go silent, there's a far greater reason that you don't have the answers to, and I gave examples. And one of those examples was that they could be having friction with someone in their life. They choose to reach out, but then that person pops back up, so then they just go silent again, right? This kind of really confirms it. They come forward in obsession, then I think something with, and third party doesn't need to be love, okay? It can be family, friends, love, work, it can be whatever, okay? But then something here, I think, comes back up, which creates there's something not solved in their life, right? But the lesson, for this collective, it needs to be here because you have a lesson here of seeing yourself and not falling short to temptation with this person. Everything happens for a reason. You've got to remember the wheel and the perfect time is at play in your energy right now for this very lesson. I made you feel inadequate because I chose someone over you. I regret, but that's what's going to happen again. Sorry, and I'm not saying that to upset you. This reading's meant to give you strength, right? Again, watch from part 1. I do regret the pain I caused you due to my selfishness and physical needs. You didn't deserve being treated as an option. So they know this when they're gonna, because this is their intention now. But the exact same thing is coming because neither of you have healed enough yet. That's the point of it all, right? Okay, tumultuous lives. But self-love, and this is a lesson of self-love for both of you. Truth. them to not be keep bound to comfortability and learn how to get out of their comfort zone and actually start addressing and facing the core things that keep their life this messy. You, for self-love, respect. So they're still bound. You've got self-love and then their insecurities here. If you really knew who I was, so they're not ready to completely open up yet. And that's the biggest thing. You need to wait for this confession. If you really knew who I was or how I felt, you may not love me anymore. I'm afraid you'll reject me if I show you who I really am, because of their trauma, right? So there's something here, this collective, you've called out about their trauma. They denied it. They gaslighted. That's what they're reflecting on. But they're not ready to talk about it just yet. Your relationship's not going to thrive until this comes to the surface, because you won't be able to build trust. This is their energy right now. Okay. I just want to quickly see their feelings towards you. Hold on. Before we get towards you, I actually want to see how they're feeling. Oh. So they're obsessed. That's not good when they're leading with obsession. I always say this ends up coming from like a drunk dial or just a very impulsive thing. And this is another reason you just need to stay put. The way that they approach you next, it's through impulse, through obsession. Not healthy. Maybe they're feeling like, and there is friction in their life. They could feel like they're being abused right now. But they are reflecting on the playing mind games, using you, the silent treatment, which is a huge thing here, aggressive outbursts. Maybe they're reflecting on, they're this obsessed. I don't think they'd be reflecting on your aggressive outbursts, but their actions that's happened in their life that's shocked them. So you're their safety. So if something shockingly has happened, actually, I've got to get tarot, in their life, and you make them feel seen, you stroke their ego. But surprised, unexpected, taken back, didn't see something coming. Something's happened out of the blue. What? Exclamation point, jarring. They could have seen something on your socials. I do see that card as well. Maybe some of this temptation they've seen. They're spying on you right now. So it wouldn't surprise me if they've seen something that's put this acceleration in them. But I also do think something shockingly has happened in their life. They're anxious right now. One more. But they love you. Well, they do love you. I shouldn't have done that. You can see it, but they haven't treated you right, though. Do they really know how to, just because they feel love, do they know how to appreciate love? Do they know how to nurture love? Because again, this collective, this person's about to come back in and then go again. Okay, I just want to quickly see what's going on in their life. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's good. So they're paralyzed in fear. They have paranoia. So whatever's shocked them, they are in paranoia. They feel powerlessness. They're feeling lonely right now. They're being very antisocial. I actually normally see this as a very beautiful card, this Three of Wands, but maybe a lot of the things that they've envisioned for their life are still on that distant horizon. But this first card to be this Hermit in reverse, they're paralyzed in. I actually think these two together, they're in fear over things to do with love, to do with work, to do with leveling up, it's more fear of what isn't in their life instead of just, I always say that Three of Wands, it reminds me a little bit of Hanged Man. It's destined for you, but it takes time for those ships to sail in. And I think this person, maybe some things they've really been working towards or thought that they would achieve by now, it's not really happening. But there is something this is a really good pairing, because even though they're paralyzed in fear, they're trying to set free from self-doubt, that working on self-love. They're trying to take their power back with certain things in their environment. They are working on mental strength. Okay. Oh, so there's discord, disharmony, trust issues in their environment. There's an imbalance in their life. It could actually be to do with someone they've connected to love-wise, but I just think their environment right now, this here, there's a reason this is coming over them wanting to take their power back. There's clearly people in their life creating a lot of disharmony for them that maybe this collective, you're long suffering. It wouldn't surprise me if they're long suffering and have had rose-colored glasses on themselves to the people around them. And they could also be reflecting on the trust issues you guys have. They're obsessing over you right now, so you would be part of this energy, this paralyzed in fear. There would be things with you here too. This is good. I do think they're learning how to control their emotion a little bit better. Do I think they're completely in strength? No, they might believe that they are, but they're trying to believe in the infinite potential around them. They're trying to focus on their self-belief and their compassion. This personal power, I do believe this person's trying to get the power back in their life, especially feeling powerlessness, wanting their power back. And this here, whatever situations in their life take this away from them, they're really focusing on, which is good. Okay, 100% this person is stressing about where they are in life, their finances, their emotional maturity with certain things, maybe decisions that they make. This could also be you, especially if you're someone that has a lot of achievement. And this is also my independent queen. Maybe they really do have a fear of being alone. Like if you don't know what's going on in their life, but I definitely think it's with finances as well. But their freedom, I feel like they feel caged in life right now. The lack of fulfillment. They're in a lot of awareness around their surroundings. Oh, God. This kind of allocated as my sexuality card, but also this person's reflecting on maybe some unconventional lifestyle choices. They could have a bit of an alternative lifestyle. Maybe they think whatever this is, I actually feel they think it blocks certain things that they're wanting to achieve. I'm going to be honest. You've got 3 cards here of freedom. A lack of, this person is so focusing on wanting to feel a little bit more free right now. So they'd be feeling so caged. So the last thing you want to do is make them feel caged and be pushy, but that's up to you. Oh, there's that confession. So this is where, that's you then. I need to have strength here. I need to conquer this self-doubt. I need to get power back in this situation. They've been caught for something, but now it's making them feel remorse, wanting to confess. They're wanting to come clean about something that's been unworkable here. They've got a pricked consciousness. So let's just say something. There's something about you holding their reflection. Something's come to the surface that they once faced with you. They're facing now, and it's making them think about you. So they have this confession stewing in them now that they want to come forward with, but they're not going to do it just yet. Watch the whole thing. They think by confessing it's going to make them feel better. Here. So that means they've been in a mental prison over this for a very long time. Oh gosh, so it is. Lovers in reverse, Ten of Cups in reverse. There's something in their life, imbalance, broken, discord, inauthentic relationship, false sense of security, misalliance. It could literally be love, family, something to do with a permanent foundation for them is kind of going down the wazoo right now. Maybe something's happened in that situation too, where they've been caught for something that you yourself once saw. I knew that strength shouldn't have been upright because it just doesn't align with this. They are trying to find strength over their despair, their negativity, their hopelessness, their lack of faith in things. They are trying to find faith in it, but a strength in it, but I think they're really struggling. So no wonder they're keeping their eye on you right now. But anyway, okay. I'm just going to get 5 of these and then we're going to get tarot. All right, just 5. Well, they are sending you the evil. You got the third eye, the divine feminine nourishment, and the evil eye, gossip. They are sending you the evil eye because they're spying on you and not making their presence clear. My third eye can never forget what my heart has seen, the true love I feel for you. It means they're seeing you as a divine, they're seeing you as their twin. You're a goddess who healed and transformed me, not to their higher self just yet, but you're definitely doing it. How beautiful is that blue butterfly? There's 2 on her actually. They are nourishing, especially from you. You feed my mind and nourish my soul. Your energy helps me keep going. That's nice. I ain't gonna lie, there's 3 really nice cards. This one, however, I don't even think they realize they're doing this to you. I always say, even if someone's watching in admiration, but they're, especially a soul connection, they're tugging on you, making you feel like, meh, meh, look at your energy. They're affecting your energy by their creepy ways. And if you were truly this, you were one protected being. Someone plays with your energy because you got things to achieve. You deal with people's energy all day, every day. So your energy should be at its peak, right? It should be cared for, nourished. You've got someone affecting you by this energy. Karma. They get karma. You're too valuable for the world. All eyes are on you. There's jealousy, envy, negativity being thrown your way. I don't think it's that, but frustration. I don't think they're angry at you. They're angry at themselves. One more for that, please. Left on red. But they're transforming. Good. And transforming the blame and anger towards you, I guess. But I'm not sure how to respond to your message at times, so I go quiet. So they're going over a message that they didn't respond to. I'm making a conscious choice to transform into my higher self to be with you. Okay, let's get one more. Oh, look at this. Okay. The reason I go for these, beautiful deck, but they've got so many about soul transformation and activation, right? And just the theme of this, I would have been so alarmed if they weren't more like this person's clearly connected. Fragmentation, third eye, divine, nourishment, transformation. They've got so many transformation cards, so at least their energy really is transforming, right? You're breaking them down step by step. So your silence, divine intervention. Expect a miracle. Divine intervention is pushing the 2 of you together. Very beautiful. Okay. Let's get tarot. I just noticed when I put that back, so my deck was up there, but this had fallen on just down there next to this feather, believe it or not, my little smudging feather. And it was the magic 20 card. Okay. I'm going to roll a dice here because I kept hearing 8 weeks. Is this confession coming through? The energy around this confession. 5, but then the 8's towards me. So let's go 5 to 8. 5 to 8. Okay. So you're going to have to sit in your energy of and uncertainty for quite a while, this collective. This person's action in the next 5 to 8 weeks, how you should deal with it, and then the outcome. Oh, that's nice. 4 of Wands, the World, Queen of Wands in. So even when they're coming in 5 to 8 weeks, there's going to be a lot of things bubbling under the surface. So they're going to be stewing on it for a long time. There could be friction with the Queen of Wands energy in their life, but she's quite stubborn in energy with things still. But you've got a World here. So I always say to get a World, you need to move on from the past. But I do think this person wants to feel some kind of wholeness, and they definitely want to remove a past cycle here. 4 of Wands is beautiful. They've got a good intention coming forward towards you. That is a 20 card for me. I do think this person's wanting to create stability and security with this. Otherwise, they wouldn't be coming in with what they're going to come in with, right? But this action to build this foundation and all of this stuff, partnership, stability, I don't know about wedding just yet, but they've got a very nice intention here. But I do think just how they've been accelerated now to reach out and then drop off the grid again, it's that same bubbling energy that I think has happened now that is going to be happening when this pops back up in the next 5 to 8 weeks, right? Maybe it's finally a removal of this. Hold on, I want one more for that. Maybe that's part of the... I'm putting finally fruits of things coming. Remember 7 of Coins, it's really kind of slow, but it's teaching us patience. It's teaching us to work hard. It's really putting us on that, 7, 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles kind of journey, right? I do think this person is gonna explain about... Hold on, I want one more. Yeah, that's... I've got a really iffy feeling about this row, and then we've got the King of Swords. And I always say, I'm not seeing this is how they're approaching you love-wise. I'm seeing how this is how they're approaching you mentally, right? So I do think they want to really move forward with integrity. He's a truth seeker, so he's all about truth. He's very integral. He's full of power. He's full of action, but he's so logical, right? And I just think this approach of logic is probably not the best. Like, it's good, but I think it's going to be very kind of black and white. And he's another stubborn person, and so is this Queen of Wands in reverse. We've got just a very stubborn energy. So I don't want to say it's kind of my way or the highway kind of energy, but even this next 5 to 8 weeks, however they're seeing something, it's their truth. Right? When I talk about your truth, their truth, and where we've got two people talking in their truth, it's the last time you really want to try and solve something. It needs to calm down, because it's just going to accelerate and get worse, worse and worse. And I do think how this person's approaching you in their mind, it is their truth. And remember, we had the deviation about what you see, your brain, watch the whole thing. I just think there's a real lesson here of that stallion energy, because even though you're going to be tested with your temptation now and to wait for this, even when this arrives, there's still something about your strength that you're going to need to show. If you have someone that pops up and then they disappear for 5 to 8 weeks and they've already been hot and cold with you, it's not just one confession and you going weak at the knees. Like, you need to stand up for yourself as well in your kind of way. However you're feeling in that moment, you need to be transparent. But I think this is a block here, because yes, they have such a beautiful intention, but I just think their truth's not going to align with your truth. Right, collective, this will make sense. But the last thing you want to do is approach it like this. It needs to fuse out till you can both come to a compromise. One more for that. Lovers. Again, it's a genuine emotion, though, but big decisions, and also they could be walking away from someone just as they come towards you, which I feel is kind of a theme of this. I don't think they're approaching you detached, cold, ... I think it's more, the biggest thing I'm seeing is the black and white, and I just don't think it's going to align with you. But I need to make it clear, such a beautiful intention of really wanting to solve this, but I just don't think your truths are going to align in this moment. Commitment, but a crossroads. They want to harmonize this relationship, create this partnership, but maybe there's something here about a relationship that they need to open up and be honest about, which there might be some details missing here. One more. Look at that. So they really, and that was the card, they really want to unite with you. That could be soul contract energy too. Maybe they get really deep. 4 of Wands and the actual 20 card with the Lovers and the World. It's just this conversation. Twin flame reunion, divine union, completion, life purpose. Bit alarming, you don't have that 7 of Swords in reverse or the Ace of Swords here. So bit alarming. One more. 6 of Cups in. This is when that's really about this person returning, but talking about the past as well. This card specifies really wanting a second chance at love, but revisiting the past. They will talk about things, but I just don't think it's exactly what needs to be spoken about. But in their mind it is. That's the biggest thing I'm hearing. It's like they will address some things, but not the core things that need to be addressed. And this is where you need to find your strength. So remember the acts and this and that. Like, I do think they will talk about things from the past, but not the core fundamentals of what was the destruction. And that's where you need to be aware. I think the confession comes from something that maybe has been currently going on in their life, where that is not what you need to start healing your foundation here. It's something far deeper and greater than that. But because they have such a focus on wanting to reunite with you and harmonize this, and that just shows. Beautiful wanting this, but in their mind they're looking at it probably, if I really open this up, I won't get this. So I'm just going to speak about this. That's what I'm getting from this energy. That's a bit alarming, but let's see how you should deal with it. You get the Ace of Swords. So I always say you shouldn't force truth, but maybe you need to plant a seed. You got the Ace of Truth. So this is the breakthrough, the truth, the balance, the epiphany. Like, this is what they should have got. And again, remember I said your truth, their truth. This is a tough one. Clarity, truth, enlightenment, communication, information. I would be planting seeds if I was you. Like, again, it's hard because, like I said, they're not going to feel like they're doing anything wrong here. And that's the sad thing. And this is where conflict starts. This is where you take each other's armor personally. Biggest thing you need to do, whatever you're feeling in that moment, don't mask. Like, don't mask your emotion. If something's pissing you off, say, I understand your point of view of things. That's just not aligning with me. Like, I'm feeling triggered. And I know that's not your intention. I know that's not your fault. For me, there's far greater things that we need to speak about, but I don't want to force you to speak about things that you may think are, whatever the case. However you're feeling in that moment, voice, right? But you should not demand what happened. This person needs to come to a realization. This scar is far deeper than this little situation here. But they need to realize that, otherwise it's alarming. Do you know what I'm saying, my angels? Hopefully you get what I mean. Yeah, I guess you could drop a seed and say, yeah, but the way this left, the way you left, like, I've never understood why. I guess you could. However you feel in the moment, be transparent, okay? Active listening. You will need, it's hard. I feel this is going to be triggering, but you will need to see your emotion. And again, if you're getting triggered, voice it. I want to hear you out, but I also want to feel heard, and I just don't think we're in alignment to do that, because I can feel I'm starting to close down emotionally already, because I feel the things that I want to address, and again, that's my needs, and I know our needs are unaligning right now, but maybe this is not the time to have this conversation. We both need to be on the same page here. Because that's what I think you guys are going to be lacking. That's what I felt with that. Oh, the King of Swords. You got the Queen. I do think you need boundaries. You've got truth-seeking mode on. They've got truth-seeking mode on. They could even accuse you of a couple things. You know, it's so weird, right? It's like I'm seeing in my mind. I feel like even though confessions come out a couple times, it's like now that I'm seeing this, do you know what I think is going to happen? They're going to pop in, go silent, and then when they come in again, they're going to say, I'm sorry I didn't X, Y, and Z. It was because this was going on in my life. I think that's what the confession is. I don't even think this person's going to address the past. And I think that is where you go, That's what I'm feeling as I'm reading this, because this seems so irrelevant, right? It really feels like them saying, I reached out because I want, I've been thinking about you. I want to try and this and this and this, but this was still going on in my life and I didn't want to involve you and and I think this collective, when you hear that, it's like your back goes up. And then you'll fight. And I always say, this is my divine pairing in separation, because they're both so stuck in the mind over communication. This next point is not the time to try and solve things. You are in true mode of, I want the whole truth. She's Queen of Swords on her throne. Come forward, but only with the truth. And this is a tough one, this one. I'd be simmering, I'd be fanning those flames before accelerating them. That's where I think you should kind of go with this collective. But let's see the universe. What's the outcome going to... Because you've got to think, right? This collective, you're going to have this irritation anyway that they've just dropped off again. So as soon as they pop back, you've already got the... I'm just going back to that coffin with the... releasing the triggers and letting go, and like I feel you already kind of wind up without you even knowing when this reapproaches you. So that confession like, and just good luck to him. At least you're gonna have strength. I will say that. I don't think you're gonna be like, oh hey. I think you're gonna be like, hopefully not cold-hearted, hopefully you're balanced, but I don't think you're going to fall short to just, oh, I miss you, I shouldn't. It's like you're wanting honesty here. Anyway. Okay, this is the outcome. So we've got Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. That Knight of Swords, I don't know if this is more, this can transform quickly. I normally don't see that as the best card, but to be aligned with those two, very good, especially two aces here. one, you need to see yourself. I always say that Ace of Cups, first it starts with you and your cup, your overflowing emotion for yourself and seeing yourself, right? And I think you finally learn the lesson here. But remember to be compassionate and kind. This is such a beautiful energy, especially when it comes to romance. It really is. It's a lot about passion and the love for life and each other again. It's a card of fertility, engagement. Like, that's a powerful card when we're looking at love, right? Especially with this quick moving here. I do think if you can sort this out in a place of strength and not fear, I do think you've got quick moving energy that starts to align. But this, I always say, he misses the red flags. So you just want to hope you're not missing the red flags, because I think that's where you can go wrong. He's just so focused on the end stop, right? He starts to fall short to the flattery, the words, but I just can't see how you would with this. I think you finally learn that lesson here. You're not moving with love, you're moving with logic, right? Like, you're not moving with emotion. Okay, so again, caring, nurturing, kind, but boundaries. But your shadow's definitely going to be illuminated here with this. I'll tell you right now, outcome-wise, we don't have Two of Cups. We don't have this is more, I feel this can set you up for a new beginning, but it can't be rushed, right? They've got most of the commitment cards in their row. Let's be real. Let's get one more. Like, you don't have 10 of Cups or 10 of Penny. Oh, you've got a reunion card here. But slow and steady. Start dating again. Start getting back out there again. You don't need to rush commitment and doing this, doing that. This will get you back on the path of at least start building a foundation and starting again, right? But as for trying to rush commitment and this and that, not with this next point of, even though they might be saying this, prove themselves to you. Slow and steady. Okay. I just realized how long this bloody reading has gone for. All right, Charmies. Oh, the crescent. Did you see the crescent moon last night, the night before? It was beautiful. You could be born on a crescent moon, this person. You could be born on a full moon or a new moon. They could be your moon phases. Perfect timing, and you got that as well. 26th of the 10th. Could be it stopped at 10:26. Golden butterfly, remember your strength. And the fiery climax, lightning. So if something's coming in very quickly, no expectation, because it's about to go out just as quick. You're going to be sitting in that ring of bloody fire for a long time, 5 to 8 weeks. It's not going to be the whole time, but just remember, your lesson here is to fight temptation, okay? So this might come in a lightning storm, a thunderstorm, but as quick as it comes in, it's about to go out. So just, yeah. Anyway, 2 has come out here. So maybe you got 4 days, but maybe in the next 2 days, 2 to 4 days, 2 duality. Dice, though, rolling the dice, the hand of cards, trust the divine and the lessons here. Your perseverance will pay off. Luck will be on your side. The silver elephant, the persevering elephant, and M, initial wise. And I always say this, another big sign, if this person, because remember the impulse that it's going to come first, that happens early hours in the morning, or, you know it's just come from impulse, that's sign enough to not even, what's up, 18th of the 5th, 18th of the 7th, chill, bless me, 5-5, 20th of the 5th, oh my God, you've got 5. Oh, you've got 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive numbers. You had consecutive numbers before in the reading at some point as well. 19th of the 2nd, 18th. Oh, sorry, 16th of the 2nd or 18th. 16th of the 4th, 7th of the 12th, 12th of the 7th, 11th of the 7th, 7th of the 11th. All right, my loves. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day.